This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. With that, let's get up to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We're standing by for the call are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start. But I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. These are his numbers from last week's contest. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week. And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he has the blocks set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here we go now.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
And they'll go on the ground. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Let's look at the defensive starters now for Dallas. They're right around the middle of the pack, number 15 in the NFL against the run.
I jotted down in my notes in prepping for this game that this is definitely an area we got to keep an eye on, because you're talking about where they rank in stopping the run. But how about what they're facing? This unit loves to run the football, and they rank highly in the league in getting it done.
Yeah, power against power. Something's got to give.
All right, here we go.
From the gun on third down. Riley, and incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Eagles get set to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak. They have a whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter, standing just about on his own goal line. Taken at the 37th. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Looking to throw on second down. Riley. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 22.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Now let's go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now let's go. 3.
Off the play fake. Riley.
I like crosser.
And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. His 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on off.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Smitty.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Watching now, Barney.
Now they'll run on the draw. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a 1st down.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter.
Oh, they made him hesitate for just a second now.
Feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 23. Busts through the tackle. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
Here we go.
And they'll run it here. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down. Riley. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Hut.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fowler. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground. Come from a long distance and have a chance to affect the pass.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, line it. Blue.
They'll set up a throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This will be fielded at the 17. Shrugs him off. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Oh,
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well.
Josh.
good. So, growing up, as an African American male in this country, um, there were definitely challenges, and I'm north of 40. I'm sorry, I'm north of 50. So, seen a lot, been a lot of places, and it's you begin to almost just accept the systematic racism that exists. You almost kind of go along to get along, and those are the choices that typically men of color are faced with. You come from an environment that probably isn't that of your white counterparts, and as a young man, I always figured, like, listen, I can't live like this. I have to make a better choice. So how do I do that? Um, I come from a family. We didn't have money. I mean, we weren't dirt poor, but we didn't have money. So college really wasn't an opportunity for me. So what did I do? Well, I did the next best thing, and I chose to serve my country in the Air Force. Um, and doing that, it provided me with a lot of tools. You know, for me to be successful, I took advantage of a lot of those tools, but at the same day, like, people just didn't understand the underlining fear that I had, because I always felt like I had to be better than my white counterparts. Now, along the journey, have I met some white counterparts that were absolutely amazing to me? Absolutely, absolutely. But it only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. So I was blessed that I had a great aunt that kind of raised me, and she grew up in the 1930s, and obviously seen a lot of racism. She was from West Virginia, but what she gave me, she didn't choose to raise me, with hate and with love. So I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do that. But like I said, what I came to realize is that, oh wow, I need to be different. I need to be better than my counterparts. And I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So during one of my experiences, I was in another industry, and I was in New Orleans, Louisiana. And so I went to go try to get an apartment in New Orleans. And what the property manager told me is that they do your background check just like everybody has to do, when you're getting a job or you're getting an apartment. And I had, at this time, I had held 5 gaming licenses, and if anybody understands how difficult it is to get a gaming license, I have held a gaming license in 5 different states at that point. So I knew my background was very good, no issues. So the lady said to me when I filled out the application, and I had a minor issue some 20 years ago, she told me that that was going to keep me from being able to rent an apartment. So what she wanted me to believe is that all 300 or 500 units that they had on their property, no one had anything. How ridiculous is that? Like that's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, I moved on, but the point is that once again, racism will rear its ugly heads in a lot of different ways and forms. But fast forward to today, again, God has given me this amazing opportunity to work with amazing people like yourselves, and now be a part of this platform where we're able to talk about it. People come to work every day, and you just don't know what they have to live with or what they go through. So that's why I always try to have a kind word, because it might be the best word that someone's had all day. But that's just me in a nutshell, in my experience with systematic racism over the last 40 plus years.
think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Off the bootleg. Riley. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there at 22.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And we will not see another play as time has run out on this first quarter. 7-0 is our score, and we're back to Philadelphia after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Riley. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Operating from the gun. Riley. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Eagles add up. To their lead. Now the try here for the point after. The extra point up and good. And it's 14-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. And they'll go on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Good job, Tom.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. Throwing to start the drive. Riley. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Eagles on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Riley. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. Riley. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down.
Take a stand and share with our employees that we are an organization that believes that our mission has a higher calling and
right there. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Here we go now.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Riley. And his throw is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Off the bootleg. Riley. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. And they'll run it here. And that one blown up quickly. as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
In the lives of our team members, because from my perspective, there's so much to do, and I recognize that I certainly feel inept at trying to solve all of the issues. But I think if we can just make an attempt to influence our immediate sphere, and everybody does the same, that I think you could have tremendous impact on everyone. So with that, to take the time to introduce Alinka. She's going to be the first one who shares her story. Many of you know Alinka. She's part of our HR leadership team, an incredibly talented leader, and someone who I certainly look up to. And without a lot of further ado, I just wanted to go through and hear from 4 of our team members in succession, and then at the end we'll open up for questions and comments. So with that, Alinka, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Alicia. Good morning, everyone. I'm so honored to be able to share my experience with you this morning. My son Davis turned 10 last Wednesday. In his short years on this planet, he has been referred to as dumb by a white teacher in a nearby school who openly compared him to another white student in his class as a way to motivate the white student. At the age of 6, he attended Sabbath school at a local church. And I sat and watched the white teacher, who had just met my son for the very first time, we were visiting that day, scold him for misbehaving after Davis did everything he could to stop the little white boy next to him from talking and trying to play with him during the class. My son has rarely been to the lake that for over 2 years. Every HOA meeting, our dues on time, without a white woman questioning why he's there, where he lives, and how did he After all, she tells us, there was a break-in over a year ago, and we can't be too careful. He's only been alive for 10 years, and these experiences are the only ones I've witnessed. But as a black mother to a black son, I don't respond to these in shock. I don't tell him these are rare happenings. I tell him this is what we live with, David. This is how they see you. Unintelligent, misbehaved, intruder. I can't teach him it will change, so I teach him how to deal, how to navigate the swirls and suppress and smile and overachieve so that he can grow up to be successful and work in an organization like this. There's not enough time for me to share the experiences of my husband, my father, my brothers, who experienced much of what Davis will endure as he gets older. My son is 10, and he's usually stopped by the police. A compartment. Pow! His dad says. Davis jumps. What did you do wrong, Davis? Davis replies, head down. I forgot to tell the officer where my hands were going. That's right, I tell him. You can't forget. Lessons continue in our home. When we first had a very real serious talk with Davis about police brutality, we were driving home from church. Orlando Castile had just been murdered by a police officer while his girlfriend and 4-year-old daughter was in the car. My son asked us, what did he do wrong? We replied, nothing, and carried on with our conversation. All of a sudden, we hear sobbing coming from the back seat. And I'm ashamed to say that I was shocked. We were puzzled. Why are you crying, Davis? What happened? Davis was struggling through his tears, and he said, it's not fair, Mommy. You're right, it's not. We sat quietly on the rest of the drive home. In my 37 years on this planet, I've gotten pretty good at expressing trauma. The fact that Davis' tears surprised us is a sign of how good he is at blocking it out. What breaks my heart is that Davis will get older, and he will no longer sob and cry. He too will be experiencing suppressing it. I love my job, and I love this organization. Terry's letter is sparking a transformation for us. But I will be honest and share that I am hopeful and I am terrified. Hopeful for change and terrified of the pain that would come if they finally hear us. If they finally hear us, finally see us, and do nothing. Despite my fear, I'm willing to have the conversation and to share my stories with you. There's a line in our employee value proposition statement that says, here at Advent Health, you are valued for who you are and the unique experiences you bring to our purpose-minded team. It goes on to state that together we are even better, we are greater as a whole. Now is the time, now is the opportunity to live the truth of these words. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Alenka.
You talk, I'm not, what do you mean? Oh, I don't like it that way. Is the water still like hot, boiling? Yeah, can you just turn it off for me? Yeah, please, thanks.
Hello?
Hey, Nisha.
Hey.
Hey, what's Pop doing?
I don't know. He didn't come downstairs yet.
Okay, listen, do me a favor. I'm actually at work on a conference call, but I told your mom that I was gonna call every day, twice a day, to make sure he took his medicine. So, can you make sure he took his medicine?
Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna call
All
back
right.
around lunchtime.
Okay.
All right, love you.
All right. Love you too.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.
tell me that they cried before they come to work and have to sit at their desk, because today will be a repeat of yesterday, and next week will be another repeat of last week. I brought up the subject of the murder of George Floyd on Tuesday in team meeting and pondered why Advent Health had not made any kind of statement. But to Terry Shaw's credit, about 15 minutes later or so, we received a mail there entitled "Silence is no longer an option." I think it's a good start. I believe we need to start one step at a time and view this issue as a marathon. To people who ask, what can I do? It's not my responsibility to educate you. It's a privilege to talk myself about racism instead of answer community. Educate yourself on Black issues through documentaries or books or Google. There's on Netflix right now, there's a documentary entitled When They See Us, 32 and Crying by Radio. If you haven't heard of Juneteenth, now's the perfect time to look that up as a holiday in the month of June. If you say you're not racist, ask yourself, are you anti-racist then? Please start checking your family, friends and co-workers in private and public spaces. Step in when an inappropriate remark or comment is made in your presence. Understand there are struggles and issues unique only to Black people, and your struggles are not the same as mine. So saying I know how you feel does not help. This is multi-generational work. This means you may have to unlearn some things you believe to be true and teach your children and grandchildren to do the same for the rest of your life. Finally, I want everyone difficult conversations with my family. Like with having to talk about what to do if you have an encounter with a police officer. However, my situation is just a little bit unique. You see, my brother has been a police officer for almost 20 years. And those same beautiful children who love and adore their grandmother affectionately call me Nene. They're struggling. They cannot comprehend what it really does. Can hear that looks so much like their own father. Who do they choose? Maybe the question on their mind. But the real question to me is, why should they have to? Because this is something that you and I don't understand. So this week, I signed on to my workstation those moments, I have a wide range of emotions. On one end of the spectrum, I feel gratefulness. I am so grateful to be a part of this organization and the efforts that leadership is making to work towards a path of peace. I'm hopeful that this is only the beginning and that conversations and mindsets will begin to change for the better. But if I'm going to be completely transparent with you, and as uncomfortable as
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No.
I feel grateful, not for my own issues and things that I've dealt with, because yes, I have been told that I don't belong in certain spaces because of the way I look, I have been in a space where a white mentor used the N-word in my presence. He later apologized. But my current fear is for that of my son. Because as I share my narrative with you, the narrative for my son is being written without his knowledge by others. And I fear the day that he goes from being this sweet little boy that everyone loves to this menacing threat that needs to be stopped. As I move through these spaces, I pray, and this week specifically, there are 3 questions that I ask myself that I wanted to share with you, because you may be thinking and wondering, what can I specifically do? The first question is, what are my God-given talents that I can contribute to this package? You may be an excellent...
Doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And they'll go on the ground. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to punt the ball, they've done so with that first run.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And they'll get him down up past the...
God has brought us together. It is not a coincidence that the 306 of us are in this moment right now. And as I pray to God, I pray that you are also connecting with the Lord as well as with each other, including people who look like you and people who do not look like you, because we have to go through this together.
I am overwhelmed with emotion. I go from my heart beating well. And Dominique, your experiences and reminders along the way. You know, we work for a great organization, and as I think about the service standards, why they're so special, is because our own team came up with them. He wasn't a consultant. He wasn't a company that came from outside. It was our own team. And I think at the core of who we are, despite big mistakes that we made individually or collectively, there was a lot of good in our team members. And I think that reminding us of our service standards to guide our decisions every single day is a great start. And Erica, the questions that you asked, we all have so many talents. If we can just use one of the God-given talents that we have, we can all make a difference. And I'm encouraged. So your stories have brought faith, but also encouragement. That I think collectively, with our God-given talents, we can all start the marathon, Juliet, recognizing that this is just one conversation. Terry's letter sparked that, and we can't stop. So those are my perspective, team. I know that many of you have questions. I would encourage you to reflect on the stories that we heard, and I've asked Alinka to look through the chat and see if there are any questions, or if there are any comments or any takeaways or comments that you want to make around perhaps ways that you have brought your personal perspective and or ideas or things that we can do collectively as an organization to be able to change the narrative for all our team members, because all have unique talents and differences that we all bring here into this organization, and we need to try to hear each other, and but especially now and to be able to help our friends and colleagues who are going through an incredible amount of hurt. So with that, Alinka, I will look to the team and see what questions and what comments you're getting, and I'm happy to. By no means I'm an expert, and so in some cases I may look to those of you who've shared your experiences to answer some of the questions. So
we have a lot of comments that are coming in, and really thanking you guys for sharing your story and being vulnerable to share experiences. And we do have one question that says, at the staff level, in the light of the leadership group being put together, is there a cross-cultural team being put together?
Alinka, yes, there is, and you know, it is just a matter of timing, which it's just really unfortunate. But for the past year, Terry and I have been leading a diversity and inclusion council that is made up of diverse executives from across the company. We have race representation, gender, age, and a number of other different diversity dimensions. And over the past year, we have been working on a diversity and inclusion plan. And to be honest with you, we had a lot of thought, a lot of brainstorming, a lot of conversations with those executives around what should we do as a company. And we had a book that was laid out beautifully with our mission, with our philosophy around our value of inclusion, and a plan of
15. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now let's go. Blue, landed.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Had the nifty footwork, but only able to get it to his own 20. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Here we go now. Green.
And they'll run it here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Okay, let's face it. Most of the offensive linemen in today's NFL, they're going to weigh over 300 pounds. But that doesn't mean they don't have agility. And the way that they can get out in front of a runner and create a space, sometimes it looks like they're going in one direction, and the runner uses his eyes to take him in another direction because it's been blocked so well. Love those misdirection or counter plays, and this one worked really well for a nice piece of yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Lee. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Off the bootleg, Riley. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
I'm scared to put this guy right back in there.
Now let's go.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Riley looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lee. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock.
Oh, man. Wow.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Detroit!
From the gun, Riley. And now he'll tuck it and run. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Riley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones.
Because on this side of heaven, nothing is perfect. And so people will make mistakes. People will not say the right thing. People hopefully will apologize for that and still together. But I don't think you can not do anything either. And just say, well, we can do the education or we'll have some type of check-the-box thing. So our intent is to continue it and figure out, like I said, not having all questions, all the answers to everything, but we need to make steps, and the steps mean having these conversations, listening, creating information, tools, resources for our leaders and employees to be able to begin the conversation and soften everyone's hearts and ensuring that they are not going to be bystanders in the day-to-day interactions when some of these things are happening.
This is a comment, and it's emotional, and I will read this because I think it's worth reading. If I can speak for all of us for a moment, we have suppressed this our entire lives. With technology allowing us to see with our own eyes now, we have reached this boiling point. Many of us will need counseling or groups created to continue these conversations. We will tell you that we are okay. We are not. Our plans being made for us as employees in this regard.
I wish I could tell you that I have all the answers, and I don't. I have reached out. I'm actually having conversation with our Diversity and Inclusion Council. I'm speaking with Terry today. I'm reaching out to my Black colleagues as HR leaders and talking about what they're doing. I think we're all learning together on what we can do. And I can tell you that the more I take the time to educate myself, the more I am broadening my perspective, not recognizing that I understand or have the answers. What I'm becoming aware is that many of our colleagues are not okay, and that's how I started this town hall. And I know that, we had a battery of resources during COVID for our team members. Lodging and childcare and all kinds of different things. And I think we need to, in my opinion, treat this as a crisis and have the same fervor in figuring out solutions. So it is looking at enhanced behavioral support, mental health support, being able to organize small group discussions for our colleagues to be able to continue the conversation, to share the stories. There are a number of different things that are making team member. I don't know who brought this up, but we have a number of people that care deeply about this that are coming together over the next couple of days to really think through what we're going to do. And I'm encouraged because the teams, when as an organization our teams come together, we do incredible things. And I know that so many of our team members have different talents, and I am certain that by coming together and using everyone's talents, we can start the path to healing. We can help seniors understand that, just the innocent, how are you? If you're going to ask, make time to be there in the moment for 10 minutes and listen. That's a mistake I made. I told Alinka, I came in and on Monday, straight to business, how's it going? How's your weekend? We got this going on, and taking the time to be able to listen just changes your perspective tremendously, and you learn so much. So I think that's just a big part of it, and I think our leaders need to understand that it just can't be how are you and let's get to the agenda. We need to take the time to heal together.
I'd also like to, give my name out there. I think just even connecting with the presenters this morning, was very therapeutic to be able to talk through and speak out loud to it. And so, my name is on there. Definitely feel free. If you need someone to talk to, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm happy to have this conversation. One thing, one other comment. Thank you for sharing each of your stories. Should we speak to our leaders when we experience discrimination? I believe that the majority of us do not speak from fear of what will happen to us.
I couldn't, it really pains me that we have employees in our organization with this kind of fear. I would absolutely encourage you to talk to your leader. Absolutely. And if your leader is not responsive, go to a colleague, go to your HR leader, come to me. I'm open. I talk to our team members all the time, and we will not allow for an environment where our team members are afraid to speak up. So, yes, go to your leader, have a conversation, give them the benefit of the doubt, give them a chance to be able to respond. And if that doesn't happen, escalate. Go to the person's leader, come to me, reach out, but don't harbor the hurt and the pain that comes away from experiencing something like this. And so absolutely, I would encourage you to speak out and speak to your leaders. And we as an organization have a very strong commitment to creating an environment that's safe. It's part of our service standards. And, people are people, and they're going to make mistakes. And we have to take the opportunity to counsel and coach and correct, just like any other mistake that they would make. Need to work through that together. So I would absolutely encourage you to do that, and ensuring that it gets absolutely resolved.
I do think the fear is very real. I do think the fear of that team member that said that because of reprisals, you might be seen as a troublemaker, or you take everything as a racist comment. And what is the racism coming from your leader? I mean, it's kind of torn of where to go. But
People need it more than ever, perhaps in our lifetime. Tonight, with flashbang grenades going off and tear gas in the air, the President of the United States, a wannabe wartime president, had what he hoped was his MacArthur moment, his patent promise. Calling himself our law and order president, he said he'll send active duty military troops into American states and cities to dominate, his words, dominate demonstrators in the wake of the police killing of George Floyd a week ago. happened in this past hour would be comical if it wasn't so dangerous and so destructive. The president spoke from the Rose Garden, and even as he declared himself, quote, that ally of all peaceful protesters, troops, Secret Service members, and mounted police were moving on what, until moments before, had been a peaceful crowd in Lafayette Park across from the White House. You're seeing what happened right there. That had been a peaceful crowd. Throughout his brief remarks, forces of what he called law and order were creating chaos unlike anything seen in Washington in decades. As you listen to what the president said, we're going to show you also what was happening at the exact same moment just a couple hundred yards away.
I am mobilizing all available federal resources, civilian and military, to stop the rioting and looting, to end the destruction and arson, and to protect the rights of law-abiding Americans, including your Second Amendment rights. Therefore, the following measures are going into effect immediately. First, we are ending the riots and lawlessness that has spread throughout our country. We will end it now. Today, I have strongly recommended to every governor.
No, this is, yeah, this guy's a freaking, he's a nut. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. Well,
and then Pence is worse.
Well, here's the reason. This is why it's unraveling on him. This is their examples of why it's unraveling. If you start paying attention to large, powerful companies in this country, right, i.e., the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, like everybody is openly talking about racism and injustice in this system. I mean, in the world. Oh, that's fine.
This is the only thing that saves me during the day because it's 12 hours.
You know, since all this week, Advent Health, again, one of the largest hospital chains in the country, has openly started talking about these things. And again, I hear it from the NBA, from Major League Baseball, from the NHL. I mean, people that are in those spaces and are making insensitive comments are being fired immediately. So change is taking place. And when people are being fired for insensitive comments, it is in direct conflict with the narrative that he has. So he's in trouble. Like it's unraveling. It's unraveling right in front of his face.
Good.
Thank you. I think we're out of time. I appreciate the ladies who are incredibly brave and vulnerable, and I appreciate our team who has joined our town hall today. One of my friends shared a song with me, and I wanted to just read the lyrics very quickly as we close out. It's a song by Bebo Norman. I don't know him as a singer, but I just resonated with the lyrics, and I wanted to share those with you in closing. Take a minute and walk with me a while, because it seems your smile has left here. And don't give in when you fall apart, and a broken heart has failed you. I'll set a light on.
Are you going to be here or are you going to be gone?
Oh, no.
Show you my love.
Do you want to pay rent this week or next week?
Friday.
Next Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, Friday.
Because I've already paid her.
Yeah, Friday.
I'll send them an email today
Yep.
so they don't freak out.
Yeah.
Even though
they do know that another 1.9 million people filed for unemployment, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, then on top of that,
which makes
DeSantis pushed back all that crazy.
But which makes
I just don't want to pay the extra $75.
I'm with you.
So as long as he pushed it back, I'm good.
I'm with you.
All right. See you later.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone's time.
They can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Point after here coming up. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Dummy.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Back to throw here. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Let's go. Green 39.
Now they'll run on the draw. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
319.
They'll throw now on the final play.
Oh,
the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, all right, Brandon. Thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL. We are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start over in Tampa. An NFC South matchup between Atlanta and Tampa Bay. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. The Bucs trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we fly north to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals trying to avoid falling to 2-5, but they have the lead to this point. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. The Saints seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Hurry up, here we go.
To throw on 2nd down. Riley, he's got his man on the crossing route.
Really throw it early.
Give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That was right there. Wow.
So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Now let's go.
Off play action. Riley.
Oh, what was that? What was that?
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
I'm not sure what that was.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Riley. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Oh, you dropped
and
it.
Incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Still on his feet. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well.
They made him stop. Look how they made him stop.
Look
They made him stop.
They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Wow.
And there we saw one of the...
How they made my guy stop. We can remake this tackle. Watch. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. You cheating rats.
Downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with a bandit.
What a bandit.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll lead here to a... third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Set, 3-19.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
The play fake. He'll look to throw.
Oh, damn.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Here we go now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Wow, he missed it.
Overshot him there. It's out of
Got him.
bounds, incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day.
Wow.
There's another failure right there on third down.
And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And they'll go on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw on second down. Riley throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. And they'll run it here. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
To throw on 2nd down. Riley, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
This little Lamontague out of L.A.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off the play fake. Riley. Wide open receiver complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory. And that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back.
He's in.
And he's able to find some
he's not in.
Good run. Give him 9 yards on the
Take it to the 4th.
Good run. And now 2nd and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter.
Oh, shit.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, we don't need that. Wow.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Damn, Lee's hurt again.
A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And he's gone 2-2 on us now at 2 receiving touchdowns, now his 2nd rushing touchdown.
And that's the back of the NFL nowadays, isn't it? The ability to do everything. You can't just be one or the other. The best ones able to run it, catch it, and produce. Big-time points put on the board by him.
Now for the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. A 10-play drive that time. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
I'm going to sit you down, dog. I'm going to sit you down. We got to sit you down. Sit you down. We got to sit you way down. All right. So he's not on the thing. So let's do this. So we got this guy. Roll with this.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught left side by Bellamy. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
It'll come up.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll look to throw.
Good job.
That is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Now let's go. 3-19.
And they'll go ground game.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it.
This will depend on the mark.
He didn't make it.
He pushed the line forward, and indeed he did not. They stop him.
Good job,
so the
defense.
Defensive front holding strong there on 4th and inches.
And how about the battle of big people up front? That turned into a leverage game, didn't it? Defensive linemen, they won it. Lower than the offensive guys, pushed them back, knifed through, and made a great play.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now let's go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 30.
Operating from the gun. Riley.
Crosser.
Firing quickly here.
Damn it.
It's complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the
Take him on.
reserves come in for the stop. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Drag route,
Brandon,
not a
perfect
crosser.
defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense
We're going
stayed
to take our
in
4th and
sync,
4.
stayed in great communication.
We'll
And as he
take our 4th and
dragged
4.
across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Take our 4th and 4.
The
Let's
offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. From the gun, Riley eluding the pressure right.
Oh,
incomplete.
damn it.
The Eagles unable to convert.
All right.
And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs.
Man, big cat.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Buying time to his left. Space to maneuver at the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now let's go.
Looking to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete here. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So there's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Well, Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Here we go. What?
And they'll run it here. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Eagles on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13 and also a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And on the ground they go with a running back. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 3rd down, that's Butler. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
Take your money.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia.
Take your money. Oh, shit.
Oh, they get to the
God damn it.
It's picked up a live
This is, oh, you fucking kidding me?
Well, one of the few things that's gone right for them. Likely a little too late, but maybe a little feather in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I haven't played my game either. That's your solo way of sending messages.
I think so, and to me, they played that play without looking at the scoreboard, without worrying about...
It's just fucking unbelievable. This is the 4th kick block this season. 4. We're gonna ask the commissioner about this because we still ain't used the cheats from the first 2. That's the 4th one this season.
The score because things haven't gone right, as you noted, for them much of this game, but they gave great effort there and picked up a defense that's had its share of troubles in this one.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
The false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Let's go!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances
God
thus far.
This
is 3rd and 7. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire...